Baseball is played on a diamond, in a park, the baseball park. Football is played on a gridiron in a stadium, sometimes called Soldier Field or War Memorial Stadium. Baseball begins in the spring, the season of new life. Football begins in the fall when everything is dying. In football, you wear a helmet. In baseball, you wear a cap.
Yes.
A little George Carlin to get us started here. JMFPSP Sports Program.
We couldn't decide on a song, so went ahead and did the baseball versus football, my favorite George Carlin segment.
My favorite George Carlin segments are much more explicit.
Yes.
Especially when the one where he talks about separating all the races on their own little pastures and talking about what they do to each other. That one's funny. All right. So
well, in the words of George Carlin, in this segment we were talking about the 19th century pastoral game of baseball.
I thought you made that word up.
No, it is a word. It describes pastures.
But then when George Carlin uses it, it's like for Christians when Jesus says something.
Yeah, that's just
if George Carlin says it, then I know that it's okay. So
I like his facial expression. We paused on it. You wear a cap.
So I just want to talk about baseball as we're getting started with it in a few days. Talk about everything that I hate about baseball, Tim, and it's a pretty lengthy list.
All right, well,
I don't like baseball.
You don't like baseball because it lasts too long.
Lasts too long. It starts in mid-February, at least spring training does.
Yes.
And it goes all the way to the beginning of November when the World Series is played.
Yeah.
That's too long for anything to go on.
Yep. 162 grueling games of
180
stopping
days.
And starting once again.
Now, us as members of the media, think about our colleagues, if you will, that have to, for 180 days, have to watch the same stupid team as beat writers for a baseball team. That would just be absolute agony.
My favorite example is Paul Sullivan of the Chicago Cubs. How he does it, I have no idea.
That's unbelievable. Like, why would you spend that much time? 180 days. I mean, if you're a beat writer for a bad team, you must absolutely rejoice. Yes, we've been knocked out of the playoffs. No more road games.
Exactly. About 90% of the posts on Paul Sullivan's Facebook page, which I am a fan of, consists of just random crap that he takes pictures of on the road. And a lot of it consists of other teams. So
okay, so it lasts too long, and the games themselves last too long.
I was just gonna.
Your average baseball game is what, 3.5, 4 hours?
Yeah, on average about 3 hours.
Good God. Why?
That's a whole afternoon, and then you multiply that by 180 afternoons.
Oh, my God.
So that's a lot of going back and forth and standing around.
And it's all standing.
Yeah, adjusting your cups and spitting tobacco and whatnot.
I mean, you're running. If you're a baseball player, you run for 15 minutes out of those 4 hours.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, right.
And it's light jogging most of it as well.
Exactly.
Like, it's so stupid, and the game is dumb. Like who came up with this idea of baseball? Do you know? Is there a guy that I can blame?
Abner Doubleday,
really?
The 19th century Civil War general,
came up with
out in the pastures of New York, coming up with a game of baseball.
Let's throw a ball at a stick and see if a guy can hit.
Right.
That's baseball.
It was just kind of a thing they did out of entertainment, and then who knew it came up to be America's pastime.
It's so slow. Like, you hit it and you run just a few feet to a base where you got to stop, and then you wait, and there is no guarantee whatsoever that you'll be able to run again. The whole premise of it is ridiculous. I'd hate to take George Carlin, but in football, you're moving for the majority of the time.
Exactly.
You're running around. You're either throwing the ball or handing the ball off. There is an action of some sort that occurs on every single play.
Right.
And in baseball, that's just not the case.
Exactly, and even when the play starts, I mean, there's standing around in football, sure.
Yeah.
But when the play is actually going on, in baseball, there's, 3 guys that move at one time. The fielder, the base runner, and the guy that runs the back of the base.
While a pitch is being thrown, a center fielder could scratch his balls.
Exactly.
In the middle of a football play, if an offensive lineman tried to scratch his balls, Julius Peppers would grab him and throw him to the ground and knock him in the head. Yeah. It's just like, it's unbelievably slow, and it's dumb. And the rules are dumb. Why, in Major League Baseball, why is there no instant replay? Explain this to me. Why can we not review plays that are called wrong on the field? That's my that's my second biggest problem with baseball. Mm-hmm. Why is there no instant replay? There's some instant replay.
There's some.
It's stupid.
For questionable home runs.
For questionable home runs. When does that happen?
Foul poles, and that's it. To see when it goes over the foul pole, and that's just about it. Oh, and when it crosses over the wall or not, which...
that was a problem, I remember, a few years ago.
Yeah. But
oh my god!
Ruining the perfect game that we saw in July with the no replay.
Yeah,
the umpire said
Galarraga and Jim Joyce. Oh,
yeah.
That was sad.
A man whose life was almost torn apart by baseball. I mean, it's like Steve Bartman, the first guy to really be having his life changed by the game of baseball, which doesn't happen often.
Okay, but let's go back to my initial question. Why is there no instant replay in baseball, Tim?
It was.
Why don't they like instant replay?
It was the tradition aspect. Now, Bud Selig, he's...
What tradition?
He's the purist guy.
I hate purists.
Bud Selig doesn't want steroids, doesn't want whatever other rule changes there might be in the works. He pretty much shoots them down, and replays one of those. So when it came to be that there were just so many blowing calls on home runs and they were affecting the outcomes of games, then he said, we'll go ahead and add the replay sometimes. But then you still have the possibility that it affects the game itself, because last season there were several games where it was on the foul line. The ball landed on the foul line, and if it lands on the foul line, it's a fair ball, but they would call it foul, and that's another situation where you need replay, and they're like bottom of the ninth inning situations where it strips a team of victory. So
this country was built on making things better. Why wouldn't you want to take the so-called perfect game and make it better? A game that apparently so many people love.
Mm-hmm. Why that is America's pastime.
No, it's not. Football has blown baseball out of the water. Yeah. 150 million people watched the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And literally, what I asked was, what was the other half of the country doing that night?
There was something else on that.
That's what football is. It's become an event that's bigger than life, and it's so much better than baseball. Mm-hmm. But if you want to, this country was built on making things better. Why wouldn't you want to continue to advance your game into the 21st century? Review plays. How hard is it? Yeah. How hard is it to look at a call and see what's wrong? Have a guy up in the booth that's watching the game and then buzz down and say, hey, stop the game, we want to review something, and then review it and get the call right.
Yeah. It's as easy as putting a little TV monitor behind home plate or something, just something you could go back and look at.
Not even that. Have the entire league buy up 30 luxury boxes in every stadium and hire a couple extra umps, which creates jobs, and put an ump up there and have them watch, and if something's wrong, review it. And I want everything reviewed. Mm-hmm. I want everything. I want balls and strikes reviewed.
Balls and strikes. Right.
Decide where the strike zone is. I hate that every umpire has their own strike zone. Decide where the strike zone is.
Yeah, the fact that rule changes occur as a result of who's calling the game is really doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
what's the strike zone? Isn't the strike zone from the knees to the chest or something? Like as far as the rule book is concerned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like knees to the letters on the jersey or whatever. So.
Shouldn't that just be where it is? And the batter's box.
Batter's
box is the white lines on the inside where the dude stands, right?
Yeah.
And the plate is lined up with the two white lines there. And if the ball doesn't pass in between those, it's a ball. Mm-hmm. And yet umpires can't even get that right. So I want that reviewed. I want the foul line reviewed. I want catches. Those crazy diving catches?
Oh, yeah.
Some of them aren't catches.
Where
some of them, they trap them,
yeah.
Get them up, I got it. And the umpire's like, I really can't see. You're out.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Why no instant replay? And I just keep asking all the time. But it's about the human element in the game.
It is, that's the argument, is that it's
Humans are flawed by design. Why wouldn't us as a species be doing everything possible to get away from our flaws? I spend every day of my life trying to get away from my flaws. You spend every day of your life trying to get away from your flaws. But for some reason in baseball, you want your flaws in the game.
Yeah.
Why? Jesus Christ. Fix something. That's why Bud Selig is a terrible commissioner. Because he can't figure out.
We were talking about that before the program, right?
Yeah.
How he's probably the worst.
As far as making rules is concerned, like, from a financial perspective, the NHL guy is way worse. Because he doesn't know how to count.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to market his sport. If I was the commissioner, I would be sending Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby and Jonathan Toews on huge marketing campaigns to do NHL, to get buzz going. But that's a topic for a different day. But as far as making rules, he's terrible. And steroids, I think we're missing a real opportunity with steroids. Like, what? Can you explain to me, from a baseball perspective, as a former baseball fan, explain to me why steroids are so bad? I don't understand it.
People don't like it because it has effects on your body. And Bud Selig also put forth the ad campaign against steroids because it has some effect on your muscles or something.
Well, steroids are supposed to make your muscles bigger.
Yeah, right.
To help you.
Also, it affects your genitalia size, I've heard.
I don't care about that. No one cares about that.
People like to make fun of that.
I know. No. But I mean, what I understand is, I understand all that.
Yeah.
But why are steroids considered cheating?
Well, they think it sends the wrong message because it's sending the message to the kids who want to grow up to be like Derek Jeter, that you can go out and put this substance into your body and then hit a ton of home runs and become a baseball player with almost no effort.
And this is where it starts for me, because I saw a movie and everyone needs to see it. It's called Bigger, Faster, Stronger, as American as Apple Pie. It's on Showtime right now. It's a documentary about steroids. Okay? And it changed my opinion entirely about steroids, because they talked to like 15 or 20 steroid users, and all of them said the same thing. You cannot take steroids and then go to bed and wake up and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can't do it. All right, if you're going to take steroids, because of how the cycle works and how it goes through your bloodstream so quickly, you almost have to work harder than a guy that doesn't juice, so you can keep up with the steroids and build muscle consistently.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're building muscle quicker, but you have to work harder to keep up with the muscle building and to get everything in order. So Barry Bonds juicing, Mark McGwire juicing, Sammy Sosa juicing, arguably worked harder than the guys that didn't juice.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes more work. And seriously, isn't hitting home runs more than anything about form, about technique? Right? That's why Ryan Braun, like I said, the size of my left arm, is a power hitter, one of the better power hitters in the MLB. Because he's got the technique down. Barry Bonds still has to get the technique down. Yeah, he's built like a Mack truck, but you still have to have the technique to hit a baseball.
Exactly.
I cannot take gratuitous amounts of HGH and then go and hit 100 home runs. I can't do it because I haven't worked out for it and I haven't practiced for it. You still have to put the time in. If anything, you have to put more work in. So, if you're taking these steroids that are going to help you build muscle, you're working even harder than the guys that aren't juicing. How is that a bad image? I'm taking this, yeah, I'm getting better, but I'm working harder. So how is it cheating? If you're doing more work, it can't be an advantage.
Yeah, I mean.
So how is it cheating?
Right, that could be a message in itself. Is that I mean, if you allow like releasing their workout regimen, show kids the amount of work that needs to go into being a good baseball player.
You still have to put the work in. Yeah, this is helping you, but at the same time, you're still working hard to get the most out of it.
But I think what the perception is that you can't have something that is going to assist you even in your working. Is that the main thing is that they want you working on your own to gain that strength.
You still are.
No HGH involved.
But it's going to make you better. Seriously, if you're not taking steroids, that's your problem. Because I'm going to take steroids and I'm going to be the best I can possibly be. And this is only going to make me better. Yeah, it might make my balls shrink up. I don't care. I want to hit home runs. That's the Barry Bonds mentality. And I think it's a great mentality. I think steroids are great for sports. It makes everybody faster. It makes everybody bigger. It makes everybody better.
All right. It's an entertainment market, right?
Absolutely. So. Entertain me. I want every game to be 12-10. because that I would watch a lot of baseball if I knew every game was going to be unbelievable.
It's like a celebrity getting plastic surgery, right? It's win-win for everybody.
But some plastic surgery doesn't turn out too well.
That's true.
Like,
but it's their choice, right? And they can do
true.
what they want. They're in the entertainment industry. Some people like it, some people don't. But
wouldn't that be funny if Hollywood put in a law saying that plastic surgery was like tainting the game, if you will, and that it's cheating to do plastic surgery?
It's cheating. You can't make yourself look better.
Yeah, that's performance enhancement, Julia Roberts, with your surgically enhanced lips. You have to go back to looking like you did, in that stupid movie that they did, Mystic Pizza. That was like her first big role, I think. And she looked awful. She was an ugly girl back in the day. Mm-hmm. And now Julia Roberts is like 45, and she looks like she's in her early 30s because of plastic surgery. But it's enhancement to make things better.
Yeah.
And that's my whole point, to be progressive, to improve and to make things better. Steroids is only part of that. And I feel like steroids it's a bad word. I don't think it's a bad word. Mm-hmm. I think steroids is all part of making something better. Why wouldn't you want to make your product the best it could possibly be? I think everybody taking steroids will make it better. And that it's not cheating. It's just being better. And if you have a problem with it, you're not taking steroids, and that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Dustin Pedroia doesn't want to take steroids, then go ahead.
Really?
But meanwhile, what if Prince Fielder took steroids?
He probably is.
Probably.
You've seen him?
Yeah.
Good God.
Going back to our earlier discussion, right? How we...
And I'm not accusing him. Good for him.
Good for him. Better entertainment, right?
It's more fun. Prince Fielder. I remember Prince Fielder. This little kid in Miller Park won a contest that he got to call out Prince Fielder's name to announce him now coming up to bat, number or whatever he is, Prince Fielder. Uh-huh. And he got to do this little 6-year-old kid, nicest, cutest little kid you could ever see, right? And Prince Fielder comes up, and I say, I hope Prince Fielder hits a home run for the kid. And he does. Boom, nails one, right out to right field, right down the right field line, out, runs the bases, waving to everybody. That's Prince Fielder. And if he did that juicing, it's even better.
I know. I mean, baseball players are great guys, right?
If he's juicing, steroids created that beautiful moment. And how beautiful is that? Steroids are good. That's what I'm telling everyone. Steroids are good, and they need to be legalized. I think we need to legalize performance-enhancing drugs completely. It would make every single sport so much better.
It just seems so radical, though. It's like, wow. It's like sending the message that, well, if you put more work in, though.
You're working. That's what I'm telling you. This movie, Bigger, Faster, Stronger, as American as Apple Pie. You have to work harder if you're on steroids.
They show that on MLB Network.
They really should. They don't really talk about. It's more about weightlifting than it is baseball.
Yeah.
But sports, the whole sports thing does come into play.
Right. But it seems like it's like the 7 bad words of baseball. It's like replay, steroids, HGH, cheating. Can't have any of that.
But none of it's cheating.
It's mentioned anywhere near Bud Selig. He's like, no.
I don't think it's cheating. I think it's making it better. That's what steroids is. Steroids is improving yourself, and in improving baseball. So so this is what I'm saying about baseball. The state of baseball right now, they can't market.
It's on a decline.
Baseball, all their games are on late. I can't watch them.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to watch them. No instant replay. Steroids are illegal for almost no reason, and the game is slow, boring, and it sucks. That's baseball. Do you have any rebuttal?
Any rebuttal? I do not. I mean, baseball is on a decline, probably for these exact reasons that you just listed. I mean, that's why football is surpassing it. That's why. That's why the NBA. Well, the NBA has kind of been up and down.
I'm telling you right now, the NBA has overtaken baseball as the second sport. Mm-hmm. It goes NFL, NBA, baseball. Mm-hmm. The NBA and the NFL rule this world right now.
I mean, it's a new generation, Is there sports for the young people, and baseball's not going to change, so then people are saying, well, forget about it. So
yeah, there you go. All right.
But baseball is an entertainment market, and if they don't want to make it better, then it will continue losing its
going to crash.
viewership.
Eventually, NASCAR is going to pass baseball. Mark my words. Baseball is on the way down. No, that's it. By the way, if you disagree or agree with anything I say, email bwcinternetradio@live.com.
Go ahead and comment.
I will mention your name in every segment for the rest of the year if you're the first person to email us.
You can also visit our Twitter page or Facebook page. Just look up BWC Internet Radio or Media.
Yeah, so there you go. we're not done, believe it or not. We have to talk about brackets. And I believe,
our failures of brackets.
Yeah, so we do have to take a break. But coming up next, we will talk about our brackets, and there might be a big upset in the mix. You never know.
Yep. It's Jim Miller, Frozen Sports. We're
on BWC Internet Radio.